All right, we're back with the Makers and Founders podcast. I am Les Collegian. I am with my trusty sidekick, Mark Gallo. And we are interviewing today Paul Hodge. So let's get going on this, shall we?
Yeah. How's the HR department?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Not very good. Not with Mark here.
We've asked him not to listen to this.
So what I'd like to, let's just start out getting to know a little bit about who you are, if you don't mind, sir.
Not a problem.
Just in real quick, how long have you been in EO now?
November 22.
Okay, so just post-COVID.
Just
kind of just getting over it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And how long have you owned your business?
December 2017.
Okay, so dude, awesome. So before we get into the business, though, let's just go to a little bit about, you have like a fake accent of some country. I don't even know what it is. Yep. Where are you from? Like, what's going on?
I'm from Argentina. From Australia.
Okay.
I born in Australia in a town called Mackay in Queensland, and the reason I'm doing math in my head because I couldn't do it before. So I've been here 21 years. Nearly half my life because I'm 44. A lot of people say I look 50.
Right.
That's nice.
You can't shake that accent.
That's true.
No.
21 years.
No.
Right.
And the more that I drink the vodka in here, the thicker it becomes.
That's better.
So Australia, and then I went overseas. I lived in France. I did a Rotary exchange at a city called Grenoble. Then I went back to Australia, went to university, and found myself, went to university, did international business, international law, and marketing, French and Spanish, which is weird because
you speak French and Spanish?
I speak French. I do not speak Spanish.
Okay.
But I won the award that year for Spanish. I
Interesting.
still don't know why.
I feel like the bar was low.
Maybe they just didn't understand you.
And now I think about it, maybe the professor in Australia at UQ didn't really speak Spanish either.
Exactly.
Here I am.
Well, okay, but so here you are, but I know you have a little bit of a history going. Let's just, cause I don't know if it's embarrassing or not, or if it was worked out. I think you were on a TV show at some point, or you took acting classes. Because that's interesting.
It's a very storied past.
And I think honestly, that shit helps you with, like, grow in your business too, because you get more animated. You know how to tell a story. You know how to sell yourself.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I was at University of Queensland. So in Australia, if you're, I guess, smart enough, and God bless them, you can kind of go straight into courses. Like here, you guys have to do like your GED for 2 years, and then
do the general education
and then you can apply to get in law school and that. So you can do that in Australia straight away. So I was in there, and I had this inkling, like I was like, what am I doing? Like French and Spanish and all this stuff, and I was doing business and international like IP law, and I wanted to audition for acting school. Didn't tell anyone about it. Like I was in musicals like in high school and stuff, and didn't tell anyone about it. And there's a musicals. And you want me to sing? Don't.
Right. Hello.
No.
Yeah.
And so I auditioned for this acting school. It's called QUT, and it's the most coveted like method acting school in Australia. And it takes about 6 months to audition for. Long story short, I went back and forth. I did it. They take about 12 to 16 people maximum a year. I was not kind of telling friends I was doing it. My family knew. I lived with my grandmother, who was a great entrepreneur. We'll go back to that.
Yeah.
And you had to call every 2 weeks, and they'd read the names. So it started at like, there were 4,500 people. So then they'd cut it down to X amount in the alphabet. Long story short, you get down to like the last 64, and you had to call on a Friday and say, we will welcome you back.
And you're calling to see if you made the list? Is that?
Hear your name. So
if your
last name is A to E,
right.
Call this one.
Got it.
And the very last one, so it was going from like 32 to the 16, or like it was like 28 to 14, I can't remember.
Right.
And my name wasn't there. I was like, damn. And it was weird. Like I was gutted, and something in me was like, there's no way. And I didn't, which is ridiculous because like, I don't have anything to stand on. It's like, well, I didn't know.
Right.
This doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
It was that.
Yeah.
And so I was in Brisbane, and I'm like, and they said, do not, it's like in business, do not ever go to the head office. Right.
No soliciting.
No soliciting. Yeah. So I went and I went to the office, and I said, I know this is really strange. I didn't hear my name. And she's like, I know. And we're sorry, but I'm like, would you mind? Could you? And I asked for the dean to come out. Her name is Diane Eden, and
How old were you, real quick, when this?
20, 19.
Right. Yeah,
19.
just young and stupid enough to do it.
Oh my God.
yeah, which is great. Yeah.
Huge stones.
Yeah.
So she comes out, long story short,
Yeah.
they go back and check, and the lady had forgotten to say my name on the recording.
No shit.
So if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have turned up the next
You'd
week.
have been a no-show.
Yeah.
And they would have said, see you later. So
Yeah.
I turned up next week and I got in. So I did.
I'm not asking what you did in that process to be able to know that you.
No
The
one.
producer said I was going to get.
No
the job.
one knows except that one guy. We don't discriminate. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then I did that. So that's a 3-year acting method acting, which was very intense, peeling back the layers. So the 5% reflections is quite easy in form. Cuts to the chase, and then I auditioned for a TV show called McLeod's Daughters, and that brought me over to the US. I arrived with in 2005 $487 in my bank account.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that having $1,100 would convert to 486 US.
Got it. Yeah.
So-
that makes sense.
Then I did that whole thing, found an agent, and I did a bunch of TV shows. Eventually found my footing. I did like NCIS, CSI New York. I did ER, some movies. I did.
What were your okay? We got to get into it a little bit, like because you talk about like ER and NCIS. These are big motherfucking shows, right? And so now, were you like boy 5 street vendor, or were you like
Dead Body 6?
Dead Body 6, exactly.
So my first professional role was McLeod's Daughters. I was a wife beater.
Oh,
nice.
Not a nice guy.
Right.
And then my next role.
So you had speaking roles.
Yeah, they're called guest stars. So co-stars are like, person comes in, they're like, hey, I got you coffee. They're like, thanks.
Yeah.
That's called a co-star. Guest star is where there's a storyline around them.
Wow.
So storyline of mine, I was with one of the main characters, and I actually came out that I beat her up and this, that, and the next. My next role was in CSI New York, where it's actually a true story. It was based on a guy in Arizona who looked quite young but was very old. So
Right.
at the time, I was.
So you
young.
fit the part.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
perfect.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, he's 52. He'll be great. And he would pretend to be young, and he would rape high school girls.
Oh God.
And so in this, and they obviously caught him. So
Was this the NCIS one?
this is the CSI New York.
CSI. Oh, CSI. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
So I got that role where this guy had to be quite bipolar. He was like, hey, he's a rapist over here, but he's really friendly here, but he looks this. And I was telling my mom, and she's like, can you just get a role that's like
A nice
creepy.
person. Yeah.
Not
like,
creepy. Yeah. So
This
is that a compliment when you like? Oh, you look like you fit the part. Is that a compliment?
Yeah.
This is
that-
honestly.
they do a thing called Taft-Hartley, which is, so I was on an O1 visa. There's a lot of the reason how I end up being an entrepreneur with a business is because of my visa. And SAG has to prove, the producers have to prove that Paul Hodge is the only actor for this role, and we're not going to hire an American. And so these roles are quite unique. Yeah, that's the only way that you will get a SAG card, because otherwise they're like, no, please hire an American.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So these peculiar roles were like
Not
a little
really.
harder for actors.
Yeah.
Like really, whatever, good-looking girls and guys walk in and say their role, and I'm the quarterback. It's like, yeah, listen. But these peculiar parts were kind of.
You fit the
I wish
niche.
we had the ability to just queue up one of these
I know,
parts.
yeah.
I mean, right now,
think-
Colton, get that on the computer.
I think Daniel Altenberg has probably got like a couple of pictures.
I would
I've
love
only
to see
got
that.
NCI,
A young 19
CSI, like where I played man with elephantiasis, so I like the elephant man. It was like in a circus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Freaks and Geeks, I think.
Freaks and Geeks.
So if
Yeah,
you ever,
yeah.
guys, if you ever want to fall asleep at night,
Yeah.
go on IMDb, put my name in, and
Okay.
just watch.
Consider that done. We're gonna have to get new technology in this room, like just so we can just put like right
put
up
it
on
on
Yeah,
the board.
exactly. That would be. Great.
Just real quick, going back though, so why did you stop the acting? I mean,
So
or was that not your true passion, or it was, or what happened?
I actually still debate this in forum.
Okay.
It's really interesting, and that's only just resurfaced. But what's
Thank you, tariffs.
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, hello. So, my visa. So there was a writer's strike, then an actor's strike, then a producer's strike consecutively, and it went for about 2.5 years.
I remember that time.
So I couldn't work. So my visa is only tied to acting within production.
Oh.
So I ended up working in a production company in the editing, in the vault, they call it, because it was Oh geez, I hope immigration doesn't hear this.
Yeah.
It was, within the industry. And because I still couldn't work in acting, I was like, what? And there was no end in sight. I was like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So, I learned how to bartend. I mean, way back when I first got there, friends taught me how to bartend. I worked 3 jobs. I slept 2 hours a night. I was a barback. I was a bartender. I delivered flowers. Like
It's hustle.
hustle. Everyone does it. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
Apologies to all the girls who got
Most actors are doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
99.9.
Yeah.
And anyone who says it's overnight success is full of shit.
Yeah. No.
It's just not.
Yeah.
Except for Ryan Gosling.
And can you blame the world?
Yeah.
What a dream.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what are we going to do? My wife and I invested and we owned a bar called Now Boarding in West Hollywood. I was like, oh, work at a bar, run a bar. We had that up until 2018. Thank God we sold because then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And it was in this period of time where I was like, I can't do this. So I was in this real limbo land. And that my wife and her family, and we're minority shareholders in the skincare and cosmetic company. So within that, there was a division with amenities, which was called Robanda Amenities.
Yeah.
So we hired a guy, and this is like the birthplace of World Amenities. We hired a guy to run it who was not good, who was losing thousands of dollars a month.
Right.
I didn't have any business background whatsoever. I guess
you could act like a business.
I could act.
Yeah.
like a
Right.
business-
Right.
Yeah.
And so what ended up happening is talking to my father-in-law and his brother, I was like, listen, let's peel this out. Let's I'm like, let me see. I was in this real weird, like, do I want to do this acting?
Yeah.
I got this bar going. My wife's career was doing really well with Bodyography, like the skincare and cosmetic company. And we were in LA. I was like, I'm going to go to Palm Springs. I'm going to hit 50 hotels in 48 hours. I'm going to go and figure this out because, we're invested in this company. I'm like,
Wait. You just jumped into hotels like out of nowhere, right? Did I miss
I just
something?
walked in.
I'm a horrible story.
You just walked in. Hold on, bro. Because
So you have skincare.
Yeah. So did I miss something?
What do we got?
Yeah.
What do we got?
You know when you're watching a movie and then also you're like, no, this is the bad parts. So skip those fun
right.
parts.
He just
that's
fast
why we
forwarded.
said,
You're like, so let
There's probably a reason why I skipped.
Let me guide you back because you debate in Forum now to this day, which, by the way, there's still parts for guys in their 40s that look like they're 50. So why wouldn't you take those roles? Because you have their track record.
First of all, thank you.
No, you said it. No, so
You guys didn't say I could wear makeup today.
you have the track record of. Let me just ask, because I don't know this, and because I'm not an actor. You have all these shows. You have an IMDb status, right? So if you wanted to, you could go for a role because they'd say, "Oh, this guy's got tenure. He's done it." I mean, so maybe not tenure, but you've done it. And so, have you ever thought about doing that? Just curious. Before we go into your business, okay.
Yeah.
And why haven't you taken that step? Is it because you're so busy with the business?
I really started to enjoy what I do.
Okay, good answer.
There's the other 50%. It's because there was a choice of family.
Uh-huh.
I'm not getting paid to cry on this. This is bullshit.
Yeah. Actually, that helps our ratings.
Yeah.
We'll go from 5 to 6 listeners.
Yeah. Maybe 7.
My Tango Cash for. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
God, here we go.
I mean, family's a great reason.
Yeah. And I wanted to have a family and children, and living in LA, I didn't see it. I didn't see acting and family. I couldn't visualize it.
Really. Yeah.
Shocking.
There's plenty of track record to show that
I know.
it'll
It works.
positively work.
I've never heard of a divorce or any problem. So
and that's I wanted to prioritize that. It wasn't
good for you.
If I was single and wanted to hash it out, and I have friends that are, and they do really well. I have many friends on big shows, and they don't have families. They don't have children.
How long have you and your wife been together?
18 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, okay.
So real
Very tolerant woman.
Real quick, because I want to get into
God bless.
World Amenities, which is your business and certainly doing quite well. You said your grandmother was an entrepreneur. Was there any inspiration there, or what's the story there? Or is that just kind of a passing, like?
You know, I was listening to another podcast, obviously not as good as this one, or that you guys did, and you asked about like, is there an entrepreneurial spirit in the family or background? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, well, it's not mine. And then I had to think about it. I was like, hang on, that's not true.
Yeah.
My uncle, he had like fashion shops and jewelry shops and bought Aboriginal paintings and sold them and had gallery. My grandmother started in florists. Then she had designer clothing stores, like boutiques. And I was like, oh, no, there is. Like, you know, my father's a school principal, elementary school principal. My mother's a nurse. So I was thinking directly like, oh.
Get a job.
But my brother is.
Well, you had role models. You had role models look up to you to be able to go, okay, this is the path I want to. I'm willing to take that.
I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah,
then.
I'm willing to take that because I've seen them succeed. I mean,
yeah,
in that space.
And it was, you know, thinking back like, oh, well, you have a degree in acting, right? A Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting. And so what makes you think you can walk in and do business? Well, what makes you think you can walk in and audition at Warner Brothers in front of 72 people and, you know, in an auditorium and, well, what's the difference? To me, walking into, at the time, a hotel, a front desk and being like, hey, you know, what do you guys buy for your soap and shampoo? Yeah. As opposed to walking into Marriott, which I did very early on, like corporate. And I was like, this is nothing. You know, I'm selling this.
Yeah.
I'm not selling this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my initial thought.
Yeah. A little easier to take rejection when it's not
100%.
personally.
Right?
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting is that I realized that I'm not selling that. I am actually selling
yes.
so,
Yes.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's the relationship.
Soap is soap, right?
Yeah.
Well, so let's go back because I'm going to stop you again because you're going to jump. I know you. You're one thing that I find interesting is yes. Good night. Thanks. For it's great to have you in.
Great story.
I've been wonderful and you've been happy to be here.
So your wife was in. I'm assuming she had some inspiration into what you're doing, right?
Yes,
and so,
a lot.
Okay, great. So you've been together 18 years, which is fantastic. I mean, which is, by the way, I mean, you're a young guy and in your 40s, and you've been with, you know, that's a fantastic
I'm
story.
44, she's 39, so
Yeah, so you got a long time, and that's
Robbing
great,
the
especially
cradle.
when you're young, you know, starting young. She had this business in skincare, or like
Yeah.
what was going on?
So she's got, so their company, where we're minority shareholders,
Okay.
it's called Robanda International, and it had up until 18 months ago 9 to 11 brands, beauty brands. So professional beauty brands, and then also retail beauty. So Bodyography is the largest one. Then there was like, if you got a mani and a pedi, which I know you two do.
Yes.
They'd use a product called Mr. Pumice. So Robanda owned Mr. Pumice. And then nail files, 99 cents, file, throw it out, rinse and repeat. So Laurie's she's the CEO of Bodyography, the skincare company. That's its entity. And then she does the VP branding and marketing for the other ones.
Okay.
They sold 6 of those in
Okay.
the last 18 months. So back when we started World Amenities, very influential. Product development. She went to FIDM. She, you know, went to Santa Barbara. So she's heavily in product development, marketing, branding. She understands like.
Why are we not interviewing her? Like,
It
seems odd.
Because she's busy and I was available. It's shocking.
So
She was not
now, so this is where we can get into. So somehow you were now. Let's get in because I love this story actually because you've told it to me. I think we were in Dublin when you. By the way, you can do a great Irish accent too. I think that's the acting classes,
Right, here we go then. Right, you're in Dublin talking about the lotion.
So you were what? Okay, at what point do you make this decision? And you were and you hadn't started the business, or you had just started, or give us that story.
So it's still Robanda Amenities.
Okay,
I go to Palm Springs. I do 49 hotels in 48 hours. I was trying to get to 50. I wanted 2 days.
yeah.
Couldn't get the last one.
What were you doing in the 49 hotels?
I had a trunk full of hotel amenities, shampoo and soap. And I was walking around going, hey, would you like to buy this? And if not, why not? Who do you buy from?
Yeah.
And what I realized in those 2 days, it's not about the product. It's about the distribution. North American business in the commodity world is about, I shouldn't say that, in my world. hospitality,
Yeah.
is distribution.
The ability to keep up is what you mean.
If you can figure out how to get your product to your customer in the most efficient, cost-effective way, then you're going to win.
You win.
Yeah.
It's not the
And it
smell,
doesn't
it's
matter-
not the quality.
It starts there.
Yeah.
That's what people want to talk about. But at the end of the day, if you miss a shipment, so a lot of their discussions with me were, well, who distributes your product? Where can I buy it? Where's it located? Oh, it's in San Diego. So can I get it overnight? So because hotels are like, this is a must-have product, right?
Yeah.
We can survive without a do not disturb sign. We can survive without coffee. People will be annoyed, but you actually can't survive without soap and shampoo. If you get in the shower at a hotel, which I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Who does that?
I've gone in there and I'm like, where is it?
Yeah.
Then I was like driving back to LA. I'm like, hang on a second. I'm not selling product.
Yeah.
I have to have good product,
Yeah, it's
but I'm selling a distribution.
3PL.
Yeah.
So I did numbers. My second trip was Las Vegas, and I went to the Plaza Casino. Still alive, wow. And I met a guy, Louis Fermin. As I walked in, I illegally walked in, went down into the dungeons, and that's where all the business of Las Vegas is done. It's underground. And he was there with a cigar. He was faxing an order.
Ooh,
Yeah. Faxing, yelling at it.
way more progressive than Telex.
Yeah.
Way more progressive.
Yeah, he had a flip phone, and I was like, hi, and he's like, what the fuck do you want? That's how and I was like, I want to sell you some soap, and he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He was like mid-70s.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, and he goes, all right, take me to lunch. And I was like, take you to lunch. I'm like, okay. He's like, right. Puts his cigar down. I still remember it. Leaves his cigar, and I'm thinking,
That's gonna burn.
okay. And I'm like, right. I buy him lunch.
Yeah.
He's working at the Plaza. God bless him. I hope he's still around. He sits me down. He orders a Johnny Walker in the middle of his workday.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy. He's like, I've been around since the 60s. Let me tell you how this works. And I was like, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
And he just ran through. He's like, this is how it happens. No one gives a shit about that. Everyone cares about this.
Yeah.
This is who you talk to.
Best person to talk to.
And I drove back from Vegas. I still remember I stayed at the Best Western Casino Royale.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very known.
High
for
rolling.
It's
High
known
rolling, brother.
It's known for its amenities.
Yeah.
It's known for.
I think my jeans still smell of cigarette smoke and probably regret. And I ran numbers. And I was like, okay, 100-room hotel, 30 to 35,000. 1,000-room hotel. And then I was like, oh, there's 157,000 rooms in Las Vegas. So what I did is I focused after that on Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And we started momentum where we peeled it apart and created its own company. So I own the majority of World Amenities.
Okay.
It's no longer associated, right? So we own the majority of Robanda. We own the majority of World Amenities.
Oh, okay.
David and Anthony, father and brother, shareholders in World.
So the company from Rabandra, they invested or
We peeled it. We killed and we started a
Okay.
S corp.
okay.
And that's the coming back from Vegas. Hang on a second. And you know, there's information here. You know, it was not plain sailing to peel it apart.
What would it be? Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'd like to get into that. Like,
Legal contracts are illegal contracts.
what are love to hear some of the mistakes you made or regrets you have or something. You know,
I didn't. So I put some money in, and then I built it out for sweat equity. I didn't know enough at the time, and they're well seasoned. They don't operate the same way I do in business, and that's been proven over the last sort of like 6 or 7 years. One of the biggest things was I didn't have an operating agreement in place. I didn't think I needed one.
yeah,
They're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. Every single business owner we have a meeting with that has a partner, that's always a conversation.
Yeah. It's just you.
Yeah.
And it was like family and this. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm creating a legacy and hopefully legacy wealth for my family. I'm like, sorry. And I have this thing I started, and it was really like pulling teeth, like doing shareholding.
yeah.
They were random. They'd no agenda. And I'm really like, I can bullshit with the best of them. But when it comes down to business and I'm like, hey, let's put this out.
Process orientation is
Huge.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm really anal. I'm like,
So you're a hell of a COO essentially.
I'm a great operator.
integrator.
I'm a horrible integrator.
Okay.
Horrible. I delegate the like, this is how I want it to go.
Right.
I just confuse the shit out of people when I go to like
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an amazing integrator.
Okay.
She's phenomenal.
Okay. And that's
That's Laura.
Laura.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, she's been in the industry 26 years, worked at my biggest competitors. She came over and she's taught me immensely.
By the way, there's I was just reading Who Not How with Dan Sullivan, and so that sounds like you pulled the who for you on the integration.
Yeah, I got two.
Did you poach her? Like, would you?
Came from a distributor, and her company she was working at sold, and
Okay.
I knew she was out there.
Good timing.
Yeah, amazing timing. And that was back in 2018.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming at that point in time was a really big chunk for you to pay to get the right person. Yeah.
Oh.
And that's, I think, when you look at a business owner, making those acquisitions at the right time is vital.
She earned more
than you did.
than I did.
Yeah. That's not uncommon to have those
Of course.
conversations.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
you want to be
and-
the dumbest guy in the room if you can be.
Yeah, and I to this day, it's.
Yeah.
I know I'm jumping kind of all over. Like
That's okay.
I had a goal of 10 years to be out of the day to day. Like and last week, my general manager, who's my other like must have, like they're my two,
Yeah.
Gwen and Laura. Like
Yeah.
they do it right. I'm the visionary. I come in and they're like, yo, pump your brakes, Paulie boy. Let's, because we should do this. And just last week, Gwen was like, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. It's like, what?
Well, I did see you poolside.
Yeah.
I did see you poolside.
Yeah. She's like, you need to move out of your office. We need your office. And I'm like, and you need me not in the building. And I travel a lot. Like last year I did 187 days or something, but
Yeah.
We got to sample the products.
100%. And a lot of that sometimes is in Aspen and Hawaii. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've come to this point. I had this realization just driving here this morning. I was like,
You hit your goal.
I hit my goal.
Yeah.
Now I'm still involved, but I'm not in the
Day to day.
No.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the banks and we do all of Caesar's entertainment properties, so 47 casinos.
Yeah.
I deal with that account, face to face.
Now, are you you're still the face of the organization, and so when you have a big contract like a Caesars, they're calling you.
Yes.
Ironically, I had lunch with Paul a few weeks ago, and like 2 days later, I was in a hotel, and there were he was telling me about his makeup pads, and I go in the bathroom, his fucking makeup pads are right there, and I was like, "Wait, is this you?" And I sent him a picture of it. He's like, "Yep." So
thanks for not.
And Heather loves those makeup pads.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna. She's like, "I want to get these." I'm like, "Well, I guess we got to travel."
Makeup
Open a
wines.
hotel.
Yeah,
Open a hotel.
Make it a hotel.
Thanks for not sending a picture with clothes off.
Yeah.
I've had friends do that. They're like, Hodge, I got your stuff. I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah. So it's a rough angle. That's a rough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you tell us
Soaps are
a little bit about like the growth of the company and the
Yeah,
where you are and where you're going?
Yes. So, we peeled it out. Started the company December 18th, 2017. 2018, 2019, gangbusters. We from $0 or losing, I think we did 980,000. Then we went to 3.2.
That's a hell of a jump.
It's a hell of a jump.
It's a 3x.
Yeah.
Well,
and then COVID.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. So what the fuck? Like you were in the worst. Not the worst, but like one of the businesses that's pretty bad for that.
Unless you're providing hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Right. Then he probably changed his business model at that point.
So I got a rough education.
Yeah.
So February, my wife was in Russia, believe it or not, in February. Flies back. Doctor says she's got you've got an upper respiratory thing, and
oh shit.
3 weeks later, she was in Yekaterinburg in Russia for business, for bodyography.
Yeah.
Goes back through London, Heathrow a couple of times, and
Super spreader.
Yeah. And I got COVID, and no one else did. Everyone was on FaceTime with me, 30 friends, basically, it was lovely to know you, Paul. Okay.
Yeah.
But so with the company in that time, it just disappeared, and I've never had. It was just. It was brutal.
So talk about the revenue dip and what
it dropped to. So we pivoted. I didn't let anyone go. I pulled I refied the house.
Oh, you refi? Did you do EIDL or PPP or anything like that?
My controller at the time just
missed the ball.
Yeah.
Oof.
And I was so
free money.
Believe me, everyone in my forum is like, oh, Yep, that's the COVID reminder. Yeah, you just company disappeared. Be grateful, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and pivoted. I was so just needing to like figure out what are we gonna do. Pivoted to sanitizer,
Oh, you
masks.
did go.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Had to
Yeah,
figure that out.
Yeah.
Like
What
everything.
choice did he have? Yeah.
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it distributors.
distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we dropped to 1.7 million.
Okay.
I was still actually kind of proud of that fact.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was rough. It was really rough.
Yeah.
We went down to 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Right? But you know what? Laura and Gwen
Yeah.
worked 7 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they really did. So I had people, and a couple more people. My warehouse manager didn't stop. Days not working.
Yeah.
What do you think your biggest challenge is now, for Paul Hodge personally, and then also for the business?
For the business, so now we'll probably hit like 18 million this year.
Okay.
So we've had 300-400% growth. We scale really nicely. And that's been challenging. So the worst thing to happen to World Amenities was COVID. The best thing was COVID. They
Right.
did a stress test of my company, and it just showed me all the cracks.
You
Showed
know,
me everything.
I
Everything.
think that's with a lot of people actually.
Yeah, no, that's right.
that
Yeah.
kind of, because it was absolutely terrible, and I'm still feeling, the market still hasn't 100% adjusted. I mean,
It's like the airline gas surtax that they put on there. It kind of never went away.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It just kind of
exactly.
never went. It's still there.
And now I love my $16 burrito now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the convenience fee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the biggest challenge is, do we bring on partners to scale? Because my two competitors are 90 million and 120.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
So
and,
there's-
and the same business model as mine. The COVID really kind of kicked us back, but we lost some competitors. So I took market share,
Yeah.
and now like we've run out of space in San Diego. So I'm trying to move the headquarters to Las Vegas. So they're the things that I look at.
Well, you bring up something though, because I think we had this conversation. I think we were in Dublin. We saw Ben Hardy,
Mhm.
and we were talking about 10X,
Yep.
even 2X. And so why, you're a baller. I mean, you have the ability to go hit 49 hotels in 2 days, so how are they at 90 and 120, and what are they maybe they have more international presence, or what is the numbers, or who do they have that you don't?
So they've got national accounts. So we've got some national accounts like Hilton and Marriott,
Okay.
and we'll have like 5 to 7 SKUs, 5 to 7 products.
Got it.
But we won't have the national North American or even global program for soaps and liquids.
Got it.
And that's where like big money happens.
Right.
One of them is an actual factory, right? So there's that going for them, but their margins are squeezed on that. So I'm developing OEM. So the difference is really time. They've both been around. One's been around since 72, the other one since 81.
Well, now that they have a factory, I mean, the theory is that their SKU is going to be cheaper, right? That's
Yes,
the theory.
but it's not. In theory.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's just tenure. Like they've been around, and
why not pull? I mean, again, like, so, I hate this. Like, I took people off my website because they were just getting poached.
right.
I used to have all of us on there. Then the next thing you know, they'd be gone to one of my competitors. So I was like, fuck this. Like, but why not poach one of their best sales guys that they know that's.
So I just got a new salesperson in the Southeast. I've offloaded, and this all happened in the last 6 months, offloaded all my day-to-day accounts, right?
Yeah.
Because I was dropping the ball, and I've got an assistant, and she's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, what? I was like, oh my God. So the scaling part, right? I'm back to where I feel like I would have been in like 22 if COVID hadn't happened.
Right.
We were on a trajectory this year. We would have done, would have been about 28 million or something like that. And it's not that far fetched. Like once you get one national account, 25 million.
Yeah. Wow.
So the jump is huge. So getting that sales rep, do we have the capacity, the operational ability
Right.
to service?
Got it.
And you only get one shot.
Well, and that's your going back to your distribution issue, right?
So if I'm streamlining my vendors, I'm streamlining my distribution channel, I'm streamlining, and I'm looking at like, hey, what's the most efficient way? Our company tag is we make it easy,
right.
because hospitality traditionally complicates it.
Right.
Like, no, let's just simplify it. So
Right.
that's the biggest reason. I could go and get 2 people, we'll drop the ball. I don't have the operational depth
Yeah.
to service, but I will. It's just, it's time.
Sure.
So is that the next chapter for Paul Hodge, the visionary for the company?
Yeah, my vision is I'm kind of in this element of for world amenities is pulling strings, like slightly removed,
Okay.
if you will. When I say day to day, I mean like sales calls,
Of course.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But just on my way here, I called a family friend because they have a company that they're interested in selling, and I'm like, I'm interested.
Oh, another company.
Yeah, my wife has got. So I've started a security company called Zepto Security. So that's for the key cards and in-room for staff, like access cards, like festivals, sports passes.
Right.
And I bought machinery as well in my factories. So I own the actual machinery rather than just being full OEM. And my wife has started a spice company.
Jesus Christ.
So that's the next step.
Are
is
you
like
going?
these-
Well, so now one might say
Okay.
that you may be muddying the waters because
One more.
one might say because you're doing so much
But he
and
has
maybe.
soap.
But he has soap, so we can clean it. Yeah. So the question would be, it's kind of like like a cheesecake factory versus a small like crack shack. They've got 5 different chickens, and
Yeah.
So could you scale further by avoiding that, or are you just trying to be everything hotel? And how does that work? And
Yeah,
what's the big challenge there?
Great question.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the Palm Springs trip.
Uh-huh.
If I can figure out distribution, which I've figured out for hospitality, my wife understands retail and B2B beauty products and like CPG
Yeah.
really well. I understand this world really well. We started a pet treat distribution company that's importing from Australia from this product called Chew Blue. So it sounds muddy, but it funnels through the one distribution center.
Got it.
So it's creating these siloed companies that people are very clear on what they do and who they are and what we sell.
Right.
But as we keep the efficiency of the distribution going.
Right.
So they understand this is World Amenities team and they're doing this. Then they understand this team and they're doing that. So it's
So the name of the security company is different.
100%.
Good.
It's
Good.
its
Smart.
Own, it's its own LLC and then they're all separate to be either sold or kept as.
As a brand guy, that makes me really happy that you're
And then
doing
you could
it.
also obviously you have the same point of contact at the hotel for the
Yes.
but then you also have to worry about integrity and degradation if the security cards don't work. Now that solely is your
and that's
potential brand.
That's why I separated it
Yeah.
to be like, hey, this is security. And the way that I describe it, I'm like, this is in no way, shape, or form affiliated.
Right.
It is the same distribution because we are known for our efficient distribution. So that's what's selling that. And then in the pet world, when I'm talking to those, I understand that B2B. I'm selling, hey, take a look at my company over here. Talk to these customers. You'll understand that we don't mess around.
Yeah.
You'll get the product.
Right.
And so that was kind of like, I don't know. I guess I'm not a soap guy. I'm a distribution guy.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
well exactly.
Yeah, that you're in the business. It's funny when you kind of peel back the onion. At the end of the day, you look at really what he's. I look at what I do at the end of the day. And wealth
Not
management.
much,
Yeah,
really.
wealth management, all those other areas, right? But at the end of the day, I still sleep.
Well, yeah. Like,
It's like the things that keep you up at night.
yeah. I was up last night thinking about money, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So you
Did you call him?
I should have.
Yeah.
If-
No, you called
at-
someone who
at
had
3
a good
a.m.
answer. Yeah.
3 a.m. 3 a.m. I got you.
But the fact that you just realized that though, that's a big step. You're in distribution, you're not in product, right? Or how you think of it. And so many companies have gone through that and not realizing who they truly were.
Yeah, and World Amenities, I have a pathway for Laura, my number 2, to be president, and
That's great.
she's on it, right?
Yeah.
So that clarity in this company gave me clarity for these other ones.
Yeah.
And also, I've made so many severe mistakes, and I'm talking hundreds of thousands.
Well, let's talk about, so what's you said the operational agreement, did that cost you, or is there worse? What are ones that maybe cost you something that you really wish you could teach someone now? Like, hey man, avoid this. Or is it very specific to your industry?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
The operating agreement, now that we do have one, and it gets amended, right? Things happen.
Yeah.
It cost me my relationship with my father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe, maybe a therapist would say it was 50-50, but I was very clear about why. And I didn't, I don't agree with his business values, I guess.
Yeah.
His process.
Yeah, or lack
Yeah.
thereof.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
Christmas is
scattered.
difficult with you guys.
Well, they're Jewish, so no.
yeah. Hanukkah is difficult. Yeah.
No,
Turn
you know,
into Festivus.
we
I've got a problem
Yeah.
with all of you.
we have a good relationship. We do.
Oh.
They stay out of the way. There was a lot of like coming over, and I'm like, hang on a second.
Yeah.
That's why I need it. So we have a good relationship, but deep down, I don't believe he'll ever listen to this podcast.
Right.
It changed, and it just changed. Like, hey, I don't like the way you operate, and I don't want to operate that way.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it was like watching someone do something and be like, ooh,
Yeah.
thank you for the lesson. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their company is not about culture or anything like that. So that was one thing. Having an amazing banking partner, Sean Parkett.
Yeah.
He saved me 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And just the way he did it, bless his heart.
You mean with like loans or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it with COVID. We were in $750,000 deep with a 3PL, and they wouldn't let up.
Yeah.
And he came over and he managed to get. I had 450K LOC with like Mechanics Bank. We went over to Cal Private when he moved.
Yeah.
He got me $1 million 30-year note and a 1.5 LOC.
Shout
Well,
out,
dude,
shout out to Cal
Jesus
Private.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and when I was with Sean at Mechanic, and
Uh-huh.
he was the one that I was like dealing with PPP at the time, and he was instrumental, 100%.
Sadly, I didn't know him then. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Because I was like, why wouldn't? So now I get it.
That was a shit show, right?
Yeah.
'Cause it's like
If
hey,
it weren't for him, I wouldn't have my loans, or my
Yeah.
money, and even
Yeah.
my EIDL. I talked to him about.
no, please tell me more.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, so that money, and very early on, people would often say that, like, hey, make sure you have a really good banking
I
relationship.
was just about to say, I mean, one of the things I think that most business owners fail to jump into is getting a great relationship with a
Yep.
banker.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, they'll loan. They love to loan you money when you don't need it. When you do need it, it's a bit of a fight. And so having that relationship early on, and understanding what your needs might be are important. Obviously, we're not here today to talk about financing along those lines, but I think it's just important as a business owner to understand you need to have those things in place beforehand.
No matter what you're trying to achieve, even if you're a charity,
Yeah.
you need money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
You
commodity.
need to have access to money.
You need the access, right? To
Yeah.
the capital. So people would say that to me early on. Like I was in Sage Execs before I was in EO, and Sean's the reason why I'm in EO.
Yeah.
Because he saw the growth, and he's like, hey, have you heard of EO? And I was like, no, and it was like, and then he introduced me to Daniel. I think Daniel was my first phone call, and then Gallo was my second. Yeah. And
he still came back.
Yeah. I don't know. Why do we get
I'm
to
out.
you? I don't get that. But
but that's
I was membership chair.
huge. I think now, like lining up everything legally
Yeah.
and financially,
yeah.
and with these other companies, that's what I did or am doing
Yeah.
because I didn't do it, and it cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yeah.
and time.
Yeah.
It's hard work now.
It's a CFO work, right? I mean, and at the end of the day, I think many of us look at the role of a CFO in a small business as a very insignificant portion, right? They handle the taxes,
Yeah.
But you don't think about it as a CFO. The CFO is the person that goes and finds the PPP money, the EIDL money.
Absolutely.
He is the person that gets the banking relationship and has that in place before you need it. Those are all very integral parts that I think small business owners tend to fail to get.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot like thinking about like acting, right? Before walking on stage or on set, and it's the same thing. Like if you've got a really good team, it's like having a really good script, and you're like, give me the bullet points, give me the bullet points. Okay, cool. So if your CFO and your controller or your integrator are like, hey Paul, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be in the meeting. Hit me with the bullet points. It's like, all right, so we need 1.5 LOC. This is what we're going to use as collateral.
Yeah.
Go, cool, thank you.
Got
Bang.
it.
Walk in. You're like, hey. Then you're the face, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you're flailing
All over
in the
place.
wind.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Which I was.
Yeah.
Well, and let me
yeah.
and I want to ask the Dr. Gallo famous question.
Yeah.
What's your superpower?
Yeah.
Because you got a lot going on, right? What do you think? What makes you?
I didn't know this was your question.
It's the dazzling blue eyes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And the accent.
The fact that I'm Irish, but let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
What's my superpower? I think my emotional IQ is pretty good. It's pretty
Okay.
high. I can read a room and a person in a
Pretty quick.
pretty quick.
Right. So you're kind
Maybe
of like you could chameleon based on the situation
I'll
pretty quickly.
I'll
Yeah.
like, okay, that's the energy in the room. Like if you
Bet.
did like speed dating,
Right.
if I go to Caesar's corporate, I know their energy, and then I can chameleon into the extreme and
Yeah.
talk, and just talking to the guy that's the GM of like so and so, I'll be like, hey mate, what's going on?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then in corporate, it's like, this is what it is. This so
Yeah.
and but I
That's a good superpower, dude.
yeah, I hope to think that I do keep my true self in it. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
and I think realizing a lot through Forum, believe it or not, is I don't have to be one thing.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And there was a lot of times
Well,
like,
you
okay,
can't-
well, I'm not doing
You,
this now.
you can be authentic in different ways.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
to read the room, it's
You
so funny.
can't be a small business
Like-
owner. Be a,
Like, well, I mean, my
Well-
business partner, like if we have meetings with banks or attorneys, he's like, Les, you should probably just not come.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like,
they want
"Ah."
you. They want you to wear shoes.
Yeah, exactly. So I get it. You have to
My
be that-
staff, they don't change.
Yeah.
Because they're rock solid in what they do,
Yeah.
but they don't really change when they're talking to, another sales rep, to a bank, and they're on calls and I see it.
Yeah.
And so I guess if I'm like, okay, this is the tone, so this is how we're going to be.
Yeah.
And I do think that takes some form of talent or emotional.
Oh, it does.
intelligence.
Absolutely. What's next for
next?
Paul? Yeah. What's next
There
for
you
Paul
go.
Hodge?
What's next? Well, I have a finance meeting. No, what's next? These companies, I've got two sons, 5 years old and almost 3. And is to build fun companies that my wife and I own 100%.
Beautiful.
And
Take care of your kids.
yeah,
Like for all intents and purposes, creating a legacy.
100%. My entire goal is to create legacy wealth for my children.
You know,
I'd like to be
that's-
adopted.
Yeah.
Not yet, you wouldn't.
No, and that's important, right? It's important to understand why are we getting out of bed every morning? Why are we doing this? Why are you missing baseball practice? Why are these?
He's
things
probably not
happening?
missing baseball practice.
Well,
He's
no,
staying in the
180,
hotels,
180 days.
That's
last
a good point.
But the moving out, so out of the day to day,
Yeah.
the goal was at this age, they're like, okay, I'm not yet uncle daddy, right? I'm still dad, not to be absent, but I want to build these companies and do it in the right way, because I feel like I did it in the wrong way. Then I got kicked in the, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I rebuilt it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I just got this lesson.
Yeah.
Now I get to do these companies in the right way, where I'm out of the day to day quicker.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy it. It's chess to me.
Yeah, it's fun, right?
It's
yeah.
chess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it.
I can tell you, man, I went through the same exact experience. I mean, I built up what I built up. The whole point and the concept of that was so that I had the freedom at the kids' ages that they're in, to where you can go be the soccer coach, you can go be the baseball coach, you can be there, and you build up to get to that space. I unfortunately went through a divorce in that process,
Right.
but so I got revamped back into it again. But that was the whole concept, is by the age of your children, about where they're at now, it's like, hey, I can be a little bit more engaged in that pace. So it's great that you have that set on there, and then obviously to be able to understand what legacy looks like and how that's going to really play out for them.
And
That's good. Yeah.
It's awesome.
I mean, putting the groundwork in now, where you can go away for 2 weeks, and have this winter when I skied for 21 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I took my son on a trip like twice by himself. Like, I couldn't, and truth be told, if I was acting, I couldn't do that. Oh, well, you got a gig over here. You got to do
Right.
that. So
well,
bring
you'd
more
have to
sales
revolve around the acting gig, right?
100%.
You can't change it. Yeah.
it's a very good point. I didn't actually think about that.
Yeah.
It's like switching the story. It's like,
yeah.
no, I'll determine.
Hey, now you can bring
Yeah,
more
yeah.
sales calls with you.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't you want to feed this kid?
He's
Buy this.
he's crept into some video conference calls.
It's like a cat.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome,
Dude, I got to
so
tell you,
appreciate
man.
it.
Yeah, like I'm stoked you came in to do this.
Thank you.
We wanted you in. We tried to get it, but
I know.
then we canceled
I
it.
know.
But the good news is, like, we ended up having to cancel, and then it worked for you this time. So
appreciate it.
perfect. We're really glad to have you, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you guys. It's very strange to not really ask you guys about what's going on.
It doesn't matter. We don't want you to know.
Yeah.
Getting better at
We don't want you to know. All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
Appreciate it.
All right.